तो आई जस्ट फिनिश्ड रिकॉर्डिंग पहला पॉडकास्ट इस चैनल पे जो भी आया है। पूरे 2 सालों से चैनल है तो 2 सालों में, एंड इट वाज फन. The guest on this podcast. So let's not jump to the guest. Okay, first of all, why podcasting and बीच में से podcast कैसे आ गया and shit like that. Let me get something straight. I actually wanted to put a transition video, मतलब transition video as in not transition dance वाला video. ऐसे एक बीच में buffer video जो explain करे कि हाँ मैं podcast डालने वाला हूँ या फिर मैं आगे क्या content डालने वाला हूँ. Because after I stopped putting मेरी life में क्या चल रहा है content, I just ran out of ideas and then I was like मुझे बात तो करनी है, मुझे ideas तो share करने हैं. So this was one of the best ways to share ideas, podcasts and general videos जो मैं डालूंगा अभी आगे. So this is an announcement also कि अभी podcasts आएंगे and even ऑडियंस से ज़्यादा तो मैं ही खुश हूँ कि अब वीडियो पॉडकास्ट आएंगे भाई. पर हाँ अभी पॉडकास्ट आएंगे एंड लाइक वीडियोस भी आएंगे, लाइक रैंडम टॉपिक्स रिएक्शंस या फिर कोई आइडिया थॉट शेयर करना हो मुझे तो. सो बी रेडी, एंजॉय, स्टे ऑन द लुकआउट फॉर द वीडियो, स्टे ट्यून्ड. And yeah, podcasting is fun. So the first guest that we had on this podcast is my friend, my good friend Vedant Ghotavdekar, which we all will call Ghotya. Because why not? सिंगम वाला घोटिया है, नहीं घोटा नहीं था, उसका नाम क्या था, वॉट एवर आई फॉरगॉट. बट हाँ, so this guy is genuinely interested in many things and he actually manages to retain the knowledge that he studies, which is basically like phenomenal in my opinion because he has more than average deeper knowledge of all the subjects that he is dealing in. ठीक है, and he also scores good. He scored 95% something, मेरे जितना ही score किया था. And but I was not learning all of the things and he was exploring and still he scored 95. So big things there. I think we have a lot to learn about time management and learning from this guy. So I tried to deal with that, but we couldn't stay on the topic, and so we strayed from the topic towards self-help a little bit, some psychology here and there, some social medias, a lot of corporations, businesses, governments, politics ka things, a lot of discussion about the future, AI, world government, AI government, very interesting stuff up ahead. And then we ended again with learning and how we can learn and how everyone should be learning. Not an ideal way, obviously, everyone has their own ways to learn, but in general, how people can learn a lot and what attitude they should be having while learning and while thinking, basically. So it was a very fun podcast. I think, I hope you like it. And here goes nothing.
So we are
Hello,
apparently
guys.
podcasting.
Yes, we are apparently podcasting. Here we go. So,
The thing is,
oh,
I've
what
never
is it?
podcasted before. I need a topic to yap about. Like if you say that yap about shampoos, I'll go on for like 2 hours straight about why they're bad, why they're good, why they are
Yeah, I
scamming
know.
and
See,
stuff like that.
this is the fun part. Okay, so number one point one. Reverting back to the previous
Okay,
topic.
okay.
See, the thing is, sometimes I'm so bad at doing things. क्या बोलते हैं, consecutively. I started a podcast 2 years back. I think 1 year back, something like that. ठीक है, 10th के starting में something like that. छुट्टियों में. And it was me and another guy, another friend of mine. You know Sarthak, right?
Yes, I do.
तो साल तक. एंड देन वी स्टार्टेड द पॉडकास्ट, वी अपलोडेड 2 एपिसोड्स. उसमें से फर्स्ट एपिसोड वाज ऑडियो, इट वाज जस्ट प्लेन ऑडियो. एंड वी जस्ट अपलोडेड इट. उस पे वो डू यू नो दिस एडवेंचर टाइम का वो येलो वाला डॉग.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen it. Yes.
So we put that ka GIF and then we are just putting our name on it, Groovy Sage. That was a good name though. I came
Yeah,
up with
yeah. I've
that.
I've read the entire thing.
हाँ, damn. तो and the second one we uploaded, it was just me yapping about education. जिसके सार्थक ने भी बोला, but then after the podcast he was like, भाई क्या भाई तू ही बोल रहा था, सब मैंने कुछ बोला नहीं. And I'm like,
And that's exactly
sorry.
what's happening right now. You're
No,
the
it
one
will
who's
not.
doing all the stuff.
I'm just giving an introduction to the
Oh
podcast
yeah,
so
yeah.
that,
I know. I
हाँ,
know.
because this is the first episode. You should be happy that you are the first guest on the podcast, bro.
Yes, yes. I really am. Hoping that
Okay,
this podcast works
okay.
after this.
Let's just start now. So we were on shampoos, and that's the best part about Vedant. I know I have said it in the intro, which I have not yet recorded, but you saw it. And because this is the fun part. The reason that I chose Vedant as our first guest is because this is a goddamn curious. अब क्या बोलूं मैं, और गालियां नहीं दे सकता अभी. I mean, yeah, gangster language. So he's such a curious guy. He has his hands, legs into so many different fields at the same freaking time, and it's so annoying because I cannot do that. And yeah, so I was like, we could figure out how he does it, basically. So Vedant,
Yeah, it's
what are you
actually
doing
pretty
now?
crazy.
What's up?
I'm currently studying four programming languages, which might sound crazy, which
Which
is
program? Wait, wait. कौन से programming languages?
in total four programming languages. I started with Java,
Four.
फिर बाद में लगा अरे जावा तो आ रहा है, ठीक है, थोड़ा और हेवी लेवल करते हैं. I started with C, gave up on C, again started with C,
Mm-hmm.
but then I thought, okay, I don't really need C. Let's
Hmm.
let's learn C++. plus plus. So I'm learning
Mm-hmm.
C++ plus plus now, and also Python because why not? So that is basically my thinking skills. Just dip your hand into everything you want, give up on something, then just take it back again and start over.
Exactly.
This is
So,
this is a loop that I follow every single day.
say that's the thing that like one of the things that I picked up. So we both go to ISKCON, and now I'll put up a image of us going to ISKCON. The khichdi wala part. We just randomly go to ISKCON, just so that we can meet and talk about science, and then we also go to ISKCON. It's fun to be at ISKCON, and then we
Yes,
get khichdi, free khichdi.
yes.
So why not?
That's the
But
motivation to go to ISKCON.
yeah, so the initially when I met him, the thing that I was trying to figure out is how does this guy know all this stuff and how can he manage all all his time? Because normal people, see, we both are gods.
At what?
No, I'm just kidding. But
Nothing. You look like
normally
a
what?
god because of that halo right behind you,
Yes,
from the light right above your
I'm a
head.
god. वैसे पीछे से halo
It
effect
looks
आ
like a
रहा है.
god.
Wait. And
Yeah,
yeah.
it looks like the rising sun.
Yeah. I think this podcast has been just chaos for this. How many minutes?
It will be
Four
chaos. You
minutes. Four
invited me. What are
minutes.
you asking?
No. Let's calm down. ठीक है? So, yeah, so when I initially met him, and he had all this knowledge, he has knowledge of engineering, he has knowledge of coding, which is also engineering, but specifically coding, programming, computer science, he has knowledge of engineering, he also has knowledge of music, apparently. He also is taking he has taken PCMB, which is like respect plus plus from my side because हम PCM वाले बंदे हैं, हमसे ना होता भाई ये सब. And then he also so apparently he also has interest in biology, and then he also knows stuff about chemistry, and that's like basically covering the entire knowledge landscape. Do you know about cryptocurrencies?
Yeah, I do, but not too much.
Okay, so yeah, well, normally people are able to, you know, just achieve what they have been told, like पढ़ाई करने बोला तो पढ़ाई कर लेंगे, या फिर they have been told
Hmm.
to join some classes, guitar classes, and they are just specifically good at guitar, or they have been joined in other classes, footballer hai, cricket hai, whatever, and they can just do that much specifically. So I have asked you this, but I think we should talk about this more. Ki how do you manage all of your interests? Number one, because I know ki you are such a curious guy that you won't give up on your interests just because you don't have time and you have
Yes.
better things to do. And so we can discuss. I want you to emphasize,
Yeah.
elaborate on
The
how
best.
you manage your time, basically, how your week looks like, how you just put your hands into different stuff. That sounds wrong. But indulge in so many activities and interests and actually retain the knowledge that you are actually, learning. Okay,
Yeah.
start
Got it.
start yapping, Vedant.
Yes, I am. The thing is, even though you think that my week is extremely occupied, it's 80% procrastination and 20% actual work. So it's not really too productive, but it's also not too bad. Like in a week, if you look at me, I have absolutely no backlogs. So that's a good thing, even though I procrastinate way too much. Uh, so that's a good thing that I have no backlog. So I'm able to do much more things that I actually want to. Uh, for example, he might have not have told you yet, but I go for cycling every other day because that's
Oh yeah.
apparently not not what many people do, and people think that it's crazy for me to go on cycling trips all the way to Kathraj, and
Mm-hmm.
it's apparently not healthy, but hey, it's fine. Procrastination for the win, and that's basically how I plan my week. Just procrastinate your way into it and procrastinate your way out of it. Yes,
Okay. Sorry, I was just playing with the obvious. But yeah,
yes,
that's a good thing. Like he is, see what I see people doing. Wait. Better. What I see people doing is they'll at least be, uh, total bookworms where they'll be just sitting at home all day and be geeks and just doing whatever they are doing on their laptops and something. But this guy also goes like long meter cycling, like 20 kilometers, 30 kilometers. No, I don't think 30. Have you been
Yeah, yeah, I do.
30?
I do. I have done 50.
Uh, Damn. And मेरे parents छोड़ते नहीं है, so I don't go. It's not like I'm avoiding that. Oh, obviously not. I exercise a lot, but this guy
Yes.
does it for like, I don't know, 50 kilometers, like I said, and it's usual for him to just do an average of 20, 30. So
Hmm.
he's doing everything basically. He also taking care of his body. वो बाकी के 10 चीजें तो मैं बताई वो भी कर रहा है, and he's also taking care of his body. So he's basically, yeah, good at everything. What I like to call
Hmm.
that is, it's not like master of all cards, but he's at least 80% there, or at least bit better than average at all the things that he's doing. Let me ask you this. Let's say that you have five interests. So how many interests do you?
Okay.
What are you doing right now?
Like currently, like just 2 minutes ago, I was fixing a pen because it was broken, and it works now. Like right before that, I fixed a hard drive because it was
How?
corrupted.
Wait. So you must have noticed this sometime
Yeah.
back, Ki, the way you are curious into stuff, other people are not.
Hmm.
Right? Because you are
Possibly.
so focused and just jumping into different topics and
घुसना
different
है सीधा
interests.
घुसो.
But, or, my question, I forgot my question, man. Why did you joke? Sorry, huh?
You called it.
So,
You called
no,
me. You said
seriously,
no jokes.
on a serious note, yeah. You must have like noticed na kya early on कि like you're interested in so many things and you're actually pursuing them, and that is what is leading you ahead of average. So, what did you observe in those people and yourself that, strikes you as different or unique than others, and what these other people are not doing? Or let's say an average person who is just interested in one thing, or who is just trying to do whatever's been told to him, but you are doing different than that. See, basically, I can see a pattern. Ki you do not have the barriers that
Yeah.
everyone imposes on themselves,
Hmm.
and you're able to break from those and then just pursue whatever you're interested in. How do you deal with that? How do you do that?
I just
Huh?
think of myself as like a actual free bird and just do whatever I like to do. It's not something that okay, I need to do this to give that. I just look at okay, I like this, let's do this. Or, I don't like this, let's give up on it. But I also don't entirely don't like it, so I get back to it in like 2 weeks. So that's kind of something about me. I don't give up on stuff. I just get back to them in another 2 weeks. So that might separate me from quite a lot of people who just okay ये नहीं आ रहा छोड़ दो अभी के लिए becomes into forever and they just don't pick it up again. But I just do it every 2 weeks or so. If I'm bored at okay, let's say I'm bored with color theory, I'll wait for 2 weeks, grab a book about something else, read that, and get back to color theory. That's basically how I do it. So I never get bored of stuff. If I get bored with something, I'll pick up another thing. Then that another thing will get boring. I'll pick up the first thing again. That's how I juggle with things basically.
Okay. Okay. Then there are two questions here. Okay. First
Sure.
one is, like, even I have experienced this. I've seen myself, like, even if we both have been like good scorers, more
Hmm.
better than average. I mean, not good scorers, but
Okay. Yeah.
what I've observed is, if you try to do something else that no one has been doing, it took me a while to break free of those barriers and then say कि, see, first I had this pressure कि मुझे पढ़ाई करनी है, but from inside I want to do other things also ना. You
Hmm.
have so many interests and you cannot
Yeah. Yeah.
pursue them if you're in 10th, 11th, 12th, because you don't have the time. If you want to score like 90 plus, 95 plus or something like that, then you want to study a lot, and we are like quick learners. But for people who are average, उनको एक ही पढ़ाई करने के लिए उनको 4-5 घंटा लग जाता है for the same session that we can finish in 3 hours probably. So what happens is they have this pressure on themselves कि they have this parental pressure which they take कि नहीं, अपन को पढ़ाई करनी पड़ेगी, नहीं हुआ तो कुछ नहीं होगा, and this
You
and
really
that.
think that
Because
I don't have the same pressure?
no, it's like we do.
Yeah.
Even I took my sweet time to from 9 to 12 to 11 to just से कि मेरे को जो करना मैं कर रहा हूँ भाई, मेरे को नहीं फर्क पड़ रहा है ऐसा करके। एंड इट्स नॉट लाइक आई एम नॉट एंटायरली स्टडिंग फॉर द व्यूअर्स, आई एम, बट इट्स लाइक मोर बैलेंस्ड नाउ, और रादर whims पे कि when I want to study I'll be studying 5 hours, when I don't I'm just not studying ऐसे. So
Yeah.
how do you break free from those barriers? How do you see yourself as a free bird?
The thing is, to be a free bird, you just need to completely reimagine about how you think of time. Time should not be something about, okay, I have allotted this much time for this thing. No, you should be like, okay, today I woke up, I have 5 hours remaining. I don't want to spend 4 hours on studying because you can't do that. You can't sit straight for 4 hours and study all the time. You're going
Some
to
people
lose.
do.
Yeah, you lose. Yeah, I do too. But you lose 90% of productivity by the second hour, even. So you need to take breaks. In those breaks, people might watch YouTube. I don't. I don't actually like, yeah, I still do watch YouTube, but not the things that many people do. I just open up tutorials or some other stuff or programming. Yes, I learn programming on YouTube, like quite a lot of other
Obviously,
people.
huh?
So in those 4 hours, I'll actually study for 2 hours and do other stuff for 2 hours. And those 2 hours are extremely productive because guess what? I'm doing something that I like, and the other 2 hours are also extremely productive because guess what? I just woke up from doing something that I actually like. So I'll do something that I don't like, which is studying. So I just keep on doing that and repeat the cycle every single day. And then I can do anything that I want,
Hmm.
just like that.
Two tangents that I think we should be talking about here. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Let's deal with the first one first. Okay. What I've noticed is, the time wala part that you see. When you're trying to reimagine your entire, क्या बोलते हैं, time का frame. What you're talking about basically is कि what people usually think कि after, मैं specifically talking about 10th 11th 12th, I haven't been to college, but what I know is कि हाँ, और 4 साल निकाल लेंगे उसके बाद तो अपना जॉब लग जाएगा, then everything is settled. And job,
Yeah.
you're like, I need a high paying job, then everything is settled. In 10th 11th 12th, you're like, let me just grind through these years, then I'll get into good college, then everything is good. ऐसा.
Yes.
So they have this uh, timeline basically कि 10th में हो तो it's like till February I just have to get done with this. After that I'm a free bird. 11th 12th में you're like these just तीस दूरी है, ये 2 साल रगड़ लिया ना उसके बाद life set है ऐसा करके. We'll just get into a good college and life set है ऐसा करके. The problem with that thinking is no, it's very binding in a way. It's like thinking कि 2 साल है, you're just thinking of the long term goal, but you're not able to zoom in because humans get bored doing just the same thing, I think.
Yes,
I mean,
they do.
what Nawal Ravikant, do you know him? Nawal Ravikant?
I don't actually.
Yeah, is a cool guy, basically.
Okay.
He does a lot of things. But what I like, one of his quotes are, specialization is for insects.
Hmm.
Basically saying कि like moths will be just better at flying than other things, ants will be just better at coordination than other insects, right? But humans are good at all of these things, and
Hmm.
we should not be binding ourselves to certain goals, certain spheres of life, certain fields. When you talk about a CEO or an entrepreneur, he'll be good at multiple things. He'll sometimes be good at sales, sometimes at management, uh, I don't know, at visions, at handling himself better, at self-management, and all those things. So what the problem is that when you see people just thinking कि अरे 2 साल ही करना है अपन को और 2 साल के बाद तो will be okay, then
Hmm.
फर्स्टली तो उनका गोल है नहीं कि जेई करना है, दे आर जस्ट दे हैव जस्ट बीन पुट इन दिस रेस, क्योंकि जो लोगों का एक्चुअल गोल रहता है ना, दे स्टडी 8 hours 9 or 10 hours विदाउट अ ब्रेक एंड विदाउट एक्चुअली रिग्रेटिंग, लाइक ऐसा
Yeah.
फीलिंग एग्जॉस्टेड और समथिंग, दे विल जस्ट स्टडी फॉर द सेक ऑफ इट, दे हैव एक्सेप्टेड दैट दे वांट टू डू दिस, बट अदर्स डोंट, एंड स्टिल दे विल बी टेलिंग देमसेल्व्स द फॉल्स स्टोरी कि हमें तो करना है भाई, तो उसके लिए दे कीप ऑन ग्राइंडिंग. सो ए, you do not have the wish, but you haven't put in the race, and B, because you're bored of this shit and you actually like to do other things but you're not able to, you're in a way more depressed. So
You could say
that's
that. Yeah.
so I mean, I think that's when people should be a little bit short goal oriented. Like, considering for myself, I have picked up your attitude after we have been out since 2 to 3 days, right?
Yeah.
So, what I did was I just gave up on everything. I'm just reading a lot and coding, and then पढ़ाई भी कर रहा हूँ. I'm studying in different ways. I'm like usually I'll study from a module or something, but now I picked up different websites to study chemistry from or something like that, going deep into stuff basically. So sometimes I think if you're pursuing whatever you want to pursue in your own style and with your own interests, it actually benefits the long-term goal that you had initially set.
Yeah.
इट ऑल्सो वर्क्स इन सच वेज कि मैं पहले जेई के लिए पढ़ता था बस 4 घंटे एंड उसमें से प्रोडक्टिव लाइक यू सेड 2 घंटे होते थे. नाउ आई एम स्टडिंग फॉर जेई लेट्स से 1 hour, बट आई एम इंटरेस्टेड इन इट, आई वांट टू गेट दिस डन. सो आई विल बी studying very like focused on this thing.
Rigorously.
हाँ, rigorously because my scores haven't dropped significantly. मैं फोर्थ आता था, मैं 10th आ रहा हूँ. एंड यू नो कि रैंक्स में लाइक 2-3 मार्क्स का डिफरेंस होता है.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Like top three people are like way ahead, and then there's 5 marks ka difference in all of the remaining ऐसा.
Yes,
So
agree.
yeah, what do you think about this? I think this is a theory that works sometimes in life.
You might have heard about Shakespeare. I think everyone has heard about Shakespeare.
Everyone has heard of Shakespeare.
Yeah. He said something on the lines of a jack of everything, but the king of none, or the ace of none.
No, it
There's a
was
line
like,
given by him.
are you
It's
sure?
not exactly the same. I don't quote it, but it's similar to what I said.
Okay,
Basically,
it
what it
wait
means
wait wait.
is,
It's the jack of all trades and a master of none, or master of ऐसे कुछ तो.
yeah, kind of like
Master,
that.
master, master.
Pretty close to like that, yes. So, what it exactly means is, if you're good at 80 things, but you're not perfect at even a single one of them, you're not really doing it properly. If you're doing 80 things, but you're kind of pretty good at 40 of them, then you're actually doing something that it's actually worth the effort. Like you said in JE, if someone is doing just JEE for the entire 2 years that they have of 11th and 12th, they are not really indulging themselves into other stuff that is there to offer. For example, if you're just going to study JEE, you will drop on other important things in life. For example, actually meeting with friends, actually having a social life. If you're bad at if you're bad at the other two
Hey yo,
things,
bro, are you encouraging that JE students to have a social life? What are you talking about, bro?
yes, I am actually, because most of them don't.
Yeah, they should, they should. Everyone should.
I'm not pointing at anyone, but
Hmm.
you should actually have a social life. So, if you're just good at one thing but bad at 80 other things, it's not really of any use to be able to just do whatever you want. You should focus equally on all of the other things that you want to do.
Hmm. How do you equally focus on all the things that you want to do?
Like I said, 2 hours of productive time for one thing
Okay.
and 2 hours of productive
This is
time
this is the second
for
thing
one
that I was
another
going to
thing.
talk about.
Yeah.
See, what I generally see people doing is they'll say कि हम 4 घंटे पढ़ाई करेंगे, then they'll study for 3 hours. Then
Yes.
they'll be like, I'm tired now, so let's do something fun. So they'll go and watch anime or YouTube or play
Whatever it
games
is.
or
Yes.
whatever, talk with a friend, gossip. What I've noticed is it's not like uh, we have worked a lot and that's why we are exhausted and that's why हमें तो indulge करना है किसी चीज में. We need dopamine. You do
Hmm.
need dopamine, but this is cheap dopamine, and cheap dopamine will
Run out quickly.
it will run out quickly and it will give you the guilt वाला feeling कि मैंने कुछ achieve नहीं किया है, फिर भी मेरे को अच्छा लग रहा
Yeah.
है. That actually uh, messes up with your brain basically. What I was also used to do this कि मैंने 4 घंटा पढ़ लिया, अब तो मुझे कुछ नहीं करना, मैं तो अभी गेम खेलूंगा, मैं तो ये करूंगा वो करूंगा.
Everyone
Then
does.
what I discovered was if you can do this कि instead of saying कि यार मुझे तो अभी ब्रेक लेना है, just indulge in something that you genuinely love. Now what I did in my own schedules was कि मैंने when I used to work the entire day, then I used to feel exhausted at night. So ideally my go-to place was YouTube, so that I can supposedly learn from watching motivational videos. That's the
I
biggest
understand the lines you're going
biggest
on.
biggest
Okay.
scam that I've heard. See,
Yes.
this is a scam. ठीक है, YouTube पे जाके तुम लोग इन्फॉर्मेटिव वीडियोस देख रहे हो, दूर रोटी वगैरह, एंड दे आर लाइक मैं तो भी इंटेलिजेंट बन गया, मैं तो नॉलेज दूँ ना. It doesn't work that way.
You're not.
I
You're
have
still
done that
not.
for like 2 to 3 months, and then I was like, no, I'm not learning anything at all. I'm just getting those dopamine hits कि मुझे कुछ आता है, मुझे कुछ नहीं आता.
Yes.
Instead, what I started doing is reading books just for the fun. And fiction, ठीक है, ऐसा भी नहीं कि मैं कुछ तो इससे productive पढ़ रहा हूँ, नहीं. Fiction is also kind of productive, but this is a different tangent. But still,
Hmm.
it's fun to just read fiction, because see, reading is better than watching, because watching में तुम्हें बिल्कुल effort नहीं लगता है. At least reading में you have to put on concentration to, get intelligent in the story. Or I'll be doing something other that I like, or I'll be going for a run, something like that, which is takes some initial क्या बोलते हैं, willpower until you have
Yeah.
mastered it properly. Like now for me it's second nature to just कि हाँ भाई अब ये कर लिया, अभी नेक्स्ट तो ये करेंगे, इसमें मजा आएगा ऐसे करके, for a break, for a change. So you just need a change. It's not like you need to indulge in something cheap dopamine wala. You can just indulge in something that is fun for you. It has to be related to you. So art is one of the things that I like to indulge in. So
Yes.
I'll be reading poetry, or I'll be writing poetry, or I'll be writing stories or reading stories, or watch a podcast or something like that for the remaining half hour or something, and complete my
Hmm.
notes during when I'm listening to the podcast. So it's not like I'm doing nothing. I'm productive, but I regain my energy levels and do something productive at the same time. That's a big change that I've done. All right.
Yeah.
We have been talking about क्या बोलते हैं,
On the
basically
lines
हम
of
लोग
studies and cheap dopamine, I had heard of something.
tons of other stuff.
Yeah.
And we are just 20
If
minutes
you
in the
wait,
podcast,
yeah, yeah.
and we have and we have touched three topics. Hmm.
That
Fast
was
people.
quite fast, I think so. But it's
Fast people.
it's it's good. Don't joke
What I
about it.
want to be touching on next is something that we both want to be, and we are in like most ways, generalists. Like we were talking about like this, na ki jack of all trades and master of none. Or
Yes.
the current trending quote is jack of all trades and master of all, ऐसा कुछ तो, something like that.
I haven't heard of it.
So what is it? Like, it changed from jack of all trades to master of none, to jack of all
Hmm.
trades, master of one, to now it's just
Oh, one.
I'm the master of all trades.
Which you're not, which you will never be. But
No, you
yeah,
you
that's
cannot
good.
be master of all trades, obviously, but you can
Yeah.
be good at related fields which are very closely knit and be a master of them all. Like Elon
Yes.
Musk hai, which he is good at engineering things, but he knows. I think his own statement he said कि I'm probably the only human on earth who has the most deepest knowledge of manufacturing, something like that. ठीक है, which is
Probably.
ठीक है, probably because उसने टेस्ला खुद से बिल्ड किया है, तो नो
Yeah.
प्रॉब्लम. He is into Tesla, SpaceX, rockets, machinery, which is closely knit stuff, physics. Basically he did a physics major,
Yes.
so I think you can be a master of closely related fields, but to be a master of like vaguely different fields, I mean, I think you can do two at max, like Steve Jobs was. I have read his biography, no, biography, huh, where he is also, I mean, he's not genuinely good at electrical engineering and shit like that, but he
Hmm.
was decent at it. But he was also good at managing people, having visions, and he was also good at art. So I think at max, like till we have seen, I think I have yet to read Benjamin Franklin, who was also
Hmm.
supposedly a generalist. Uh, People can just attain mastery at two things, or I don't know, three. I think two things at a time. But the future era is coming right now, and everything is AI
Yeah.
and
AI. AI
technology,
forever.
cryptocurrency,
Even if even
occupy
if it doesn't have
Mars.
AI, even if it doesn't have AI, just slap the name AI on it, increase the cost by $45. You have a,
Exactly.
have a
I
good
mean,
object.
all the AI apps, most of them just use ChatGPT ka AI API, and they are saying कि हाँ नया AI है, this is the revolutionary AI and shit like
Yeah,
that.
because next day I'll come up with a power bank and just say AI smart sensing power bank with voltage fluctuations.
Yeah,
It's
अरे
nothing. It's
लैपटॉप्स
just using
लैपटॉप्स में भी
regular
आता है.
things.
लैपटॉप्स में भी ना, लिनोवो के लैपटॉप्स में I don't know the actual extent of what
Yeah,
their
don't
AI
quote us
does.
on any of this.
What?
Don't quote us on any of this. We don't want to get sued.
I don't care. I'm just stating my own opinions. Okay,
Okay, go
so.
ahead.
So Lenovo के not just Lenovo, all the laptops out there are just like we are helping AI enhancement and shit. But I'm like, what is it exactly doing? Like as a customer, why would I care कि AI दे रहे हो नहीं दे रहे हो, as long as my laptop is freaking working? So maybe sometimes I think it's just कि AI का boom चल रहा है, इसलिए they are just putting AI everywhere. But
Yeah,
we can rant about corporations ripping off customers for hours. What I
that
really
will
wanted to ask.
that one topic itself will make a 10-hour long podcast.
Exactly. What I wanted to talk is, what do you think? will be the future of generalists and specialists in the future when the tech is going boom, 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 boom?
I think
Sound
the thing
effects.
is, yeah, cheap sound effects.
Cheap sound effects. Saste sound effects.
I think the thing is, number of generalists will go down, or maybe they can even go up. Because the thing is, with AI, you can just ask it to teach you one thing and teach you another thing, teach you another thing. But the thing is, even though you're doing that, you're not really becoming a master at any of it. You're just asking someone to do it for you. So you're not really a master. But in other words, you are the master because you're making someone else do the work for you. So if you take words out of context, you can make yourself sound more right than you actually are, which is what quite a lot of corporations are doing right now, if you think about it.
Please don't sue us for saying any of this. Imagine पहला पॉडकास्ट हम कॉपी स्ट्राइक पड़ जाए कि you said something ऐसे करके ऑलरेडी यूट्यूबर्स को डर के रहना पड़ता है यार.
Hey, that's true.
Continue,
Say
continue. Sorry
something
to interrupt.
wrong. Yeah, no, it's completely fine. Say something wrong, you will get a ban hammer from Sony Corporation, and it just gave over from
Don't
there.
take names, bro.
No, it's fine. Who is going to see this? They won't
हाँ वो
watch
भी
the
है,
entire thing.
कौन देखने वाला है? देखेंगे भाई, देखेंगे. लेट्स
Yeah,
होप कभी ना कभी ये चैनल बहुत फेमस होगा. होप नहीं भाई, होगा. और तब तब लोग
it
देखेंगे
should.
कि
It should. It
दर्शिल
should.
पहले 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 चैनल पे ये सब टाइम पास. आई वोंट यूज द वर्ड बट
Yes, I understand.
या.
No swear words today.
Anyways, yes. Continue.
So yeah, that was my point about it. If you just ask AI to do everything for you, you're becoming a generalist. Sure, you're becoming a master at quite a few stuff, but you're not really getting the hang of it. You're not referring much material. You're just asking someone else to get the information for you, and you're just reading off it. So it's basically just getting the knowledge, but not really understanding the knowledge. So you're just copy pasting the stuff from the computer into your brain, but you don't know the actual applications of it. For example, if I just go on the internet and search for Bernoulli's theorem, for example, so I'll read like 10, 15 paragraphs of it. I'll understand it, but I just don't know how to use it. You need to actually watch someone else, someone who's more human than AI, to explain it to you. Sure, OpenAI has quite a few things that can teach you and become a generalist, but it's still not that good. You still need someone human to teach it to you. Because no matter how human AI gets, it will still be slightly inhumane as compared to actual humans. So even though AI is booming, you can't really become a generalist through that. And even if you do, there won't be too much of an increase in the number of pure generalists.
Hmm.
That's what I think.
That's interesting. What the current notion is, I'll give you two perspectives on this. What the current notion is and what my thoughts are on this. Okay.
Hmm.
The current notion is कि AI will basically get good at everything in some time because now AI
Yes.
can write poetry, it can create images, it can make videos, it can do everything. But currently, though, we are still in the generational phase of AI, right? There's nothing. It's not like we already do this stuff. We needed to do something new. What I think is, let me collect my thoughts.
Yeah, good, good. Think about it.
See, what you are saying is, पहले तो वो because you need deep knowledge to actually understand the concept or whatever field you're dealing in, and then
Yes.
AI cannot give that to you basically that depth, and I agree with that. And what I think is in the future we can reach. This is my perspective. ठीक है? We can reach a point
Okay.
where AI is doing everything for us. Now, what you're talking about is like depth में जा नहीं पाते हैं shit. That is only for the people who actually want to go in depth. Now, there are like
Yes.
so many people out there who are selling courses. This is another rant video. I can make
Hmm.
courses डाल रहे हैं about just everything that ah छोड़ो भाई.
That's what I was trying to say. You can get information but not really become a generalist because you're not really getting a master at
Yeah.
anything.
So
That's
it
what I was
won't be
trying to say.
generalist. But what I think is you can know a little bit about the fields that you'll be dealing in. You can use AI, and basically, due to the information age, you can earn. We can also go to a point which I hope that we go do, and I'll try my best so that we can reach that point where nobody has to work. So it
Yes.
is the next level of क्या बोलते हैं यूनिवर्सल इनकम कुछ तो है ना, बेसिक इनकम, दैट इज,
Possibly, I have no clue about it.
there's a term आई थिंक, यूनिवर्सल बेसिक इनकम ऐसा कुछ तो है, यूबीआई था उसका नाम.
Yeah, I've
व्हाट
heard about
बेसिक,
it. Yes, yes.
कि एवरीवन शुड गेट, लेट्स सी अभी यूएसए में जो टॉक्स चल रहे, इट वाज अबाउट $50,000 और समथिंग लाइक दैट पर ईयर, ऐसा कुछ तो. व्हाट पीपल आर कंसर्न विद कि अरे हम तो इनको पैसे दे देंगे तो ये काम ही नहीं करेंगे. बट आई थिंक that's what's the word we should be aiming at, because once you have dealt with the basic needs: shelter, food, water, shelter, clothes, let's say. Those are the four
Yeah,
needs.
sure.
Like after you have dealt with this, you have enough money now. You can indulge in things that you actually like, and you can explore. The problem with current generations are that they are not able to explore. They're not exploring. They're just doing
But the
what
thing is, yeah,
what.
you continue. I'll
Yeah.
add
So
after it. Continue.
so once you have dealt with, where was I? They're not exploring, but once you have the money and basically you don't have any social pressure ना कि अरे तेरे को तो पढ़ के कुछ तो जॉब पे लगना है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, because now you have enough money, everyone has enough money, so they can genuinely explore their own interests and then provide to humanity. Obviously most of the humans will not do this, they'll just indulge in stuff and do time pass ऐसे करके. But
Yeah,
the top 10% of humans will be the ones that will be leading the civilization, which अभी भी वही होता है. Like we have got people which we do not need. There's disguised unemployment, and people are just working where they are not really needed. And
but they're
ideally,
still
we want a
working there.
situation where people are doing what they want, right? They can do whatever they want. So if we have reached this point where just the people who actually want to do the like do the things that they are doing, so the scientist will
Yeah,
genuinely want to research, and that's why he's researching. The entrepreneur will genuinely want to create new products, and that's why he's garnering capital or something like that. The athlete genuinely wants to exercise and genuinely likes to run, is running or playing football or whatever. The people who don't want to do any of this can just they have been given homes, they have been given food, they have been given shelter, they can just do whatever
yeah.
else they want. They can explore, they can, let's say, explore all the activities that will be coming into the new era. That's my vision for the world.
That
That's
is,
how it
if they
should be.
want to explore.
Yeah,
Yes.
if they want to. No, see, I think gen in from initial years, any human child is curious. That's why they ask all the questions, because there's no kid out there who doesn't ask any questions unless he's socially introverted or something like that. But घर पे तो सब
Hmm.
extroverted ही रहते हैं, right? And so they ask tons of questions, and then you know many of the podcasters have said this, so I'll shorten this. After
Okay.
time goes on and on and on, your curiosity level decreases because you have been given so many responsibilities and you have so much to do, and so you are like, I don't have time to explore, basically. But imagine a world where you do have the time to explore now, and
Hmm.
nobody has taken away your freedom to explore. So you can do whatever you want. Then I don't think there's a reason that humans won't explore whatever they want, because humans are innately curious.
They are, in most cases. Yes. Humans are extremely curious.
Mhm.
They are quite curious, but it is only if they actually work for their curiousness. If I know this makes no sense,
Mhm.
but wait, let me explain.
No, it makes
If
sense.
you, yeah, if you're, when you're talking about the money that the US government will give us for not working,
Not US
most of the
government, I'm
people
just
will
saying.
not care. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Okay, okay.
Don't quote me on this. I'm just repeating what you said. Just a government which will give us money for not doing anything when the AI is doing everything. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Why will the person care who got something for free? If he got something for free, he won't care about it. Only a few people will actually put it towards something which they want to do. If they are just given free money, they will just do whatever everyone else does, gamble it away, which is something which is extremely common. So that's the problem. If you just start giving people free money, there will be extremely low percent of people who actually care about doing what they want to do, which is a problem.
Okay.
Because if you want to
Mm.
explore, you
That's an
need more and
interesting.
more people to do something. And if they're not doing anything because they give given free money, they'll just sit at home and whimper and cry, which is a problem. So the thing is, AI can never really take over anything because we won't let it happen. That's one thing. And even if it does, there's way too much population in some places. Example, India, out of which, according to some statistics, I'm not exactly sure, you just need to make about 20 LPA to be in the top 15% earners in India.
Yeah, that's very
That's a
less then.
statistic that I've heard about it. Yeah, and 20 LPA is about I'm not exactly sure. It's 40,000 US dollars. No,
Dollars
30,000
में
US
रुक.
dollars.
Wait. No, it will be 20,000, I think. Around.
No, it's
Wait,
$86.
wait, wait.
So 86
Let's
rupees per dollar
let's
approximately.
calculate this. This is important statistic.
Yes, about 23,000 dollars
23,000.
approximately.
Yeah, 20,000
Yeah,
approximately.
it's close to that. So that's not quite a lot. In the US, you need like 80,000 to even survive because the cost of living
I think
is
it's
extremely
50 or
high.
something. In this, it depends
Yeah,
on the areas.
yeah, the cost of living is much greater, but in the
Hmm,
USA as compared to
hmm,
like average of Indian,
hmm,
that's the problem. In India, if you start to give everyone 20,000 US dollars, example 20 lakhs, you will run out of money in like 2 days. So you can't really do that, which is a problem. So AI can't really take over in India basically anything. We need manufacturing because even though there are so many graduates, for example, IIT Bombay, about 20 or 25 people who graduated from there in the computer science field are still unemployed and they are from the 2023 batch, I'm pretty sure. 2023 graduates and they are
hmm.
still unemployed. If you add AI in there, which means you are even reducing the job opportunities, instead of 25, you'll get 25,000, which is a big problem. So you can't really do that. So in India, you can't really add AI into basic things. If you just do that, you're going to reduce job opportunities. And if you heard recently on the radio or whatever, no one uses the radio. But if you heard somewhere, you would have heard that every single politician is trying to promote more job opportunities. If you add AI there, you have less job opportunities. How do you get AI? Don't bring AI. So you will just try to create more job opportunities without trying to bring in AI, which is how to increase manual processes. So AI has almost no scope in India. That's what I think.
That is
I have no
actually a
idea.
very good tangent, actually. The Indian government will do everything so that because see, the average consumer doesn't know what he wants or what she wants.
Yes,
That's
agree.
that's the quote that Steve Jobs always quotes, and I quite agree because even if we know, like now it's evident pretty कि कितना गंदा effects होता है social media का and everything, but still they will consume social media because they don't know anything better and they don't know what they want. The rise of junk food was because customers don't know what they want or what is good for them
Yeah, that's true.
basically, right? So yeah, no, this is a very destructive thing, no, because democracy itself, it's ironical. Democracy itself is built
Yes,
so that
yes,
the power is divided in such a way that the average consumer should get the best that he can get possibly,
but he does not.
but he does not. Interesting. Interesting.
For
Yeah, so
example, if you look at anywhere other than India, let's take just a random thing. Just imagine that this is a chip, not computer chip, खाने वाला chip. Okay, and this will be made with palm oil in India.
hmm,
Everywhere else, you will use vegetable oil or something like that, which is actually good.
hmm,
That's the problem. Many people don't know what palm oil even is.
hmm.
They will just think of it, okay, it's an oil. Everyone fries an oil. This is oil. Sure, it's the same thing. It's not. The many people don't know what they want, which is a problem, as you were saying.
Hmm. I think now going back to your point, क्या यार सब लोग basically what you said was कि अगर अपन सबको पैसे देने लग गए, so everyone will be lazy and nobody will do anything. सब लोग
Mm.
काम चोरी करेंगे basically. What I think is, see, I'm quoting this vision exactly from, not exactly, but um, majorly from an anime जिसका नाम था Psychopass, which I worked, which is like one of the
Okay.
best anime out there, ठीक है? What the basic storyline is, like, छोड़ो storyline भूल जाओ, but what the basic machinery they have is, ये तो है dystopian world, ठीक है? It's in, I don't know, 2100 or something like that, where the
Sure.
government itself is AI run. Okay, this is the first plot twist. Second plot twist is everyone gets basic, बहुत basic, like not कि तुम लोग gamble वगैरह कर सकते हो, इतना पैसा नहीं. And I think gambling was banned or something, or it was very systemized in a way. So you cannot gamble, but you get enough money. So India के standards में अभी की बात करें, so you're getting around 50,000 rupees, which should last you for the month.
Okay.
ठीक है? Hmm.
Hmm.
So you're getting enough money to just And you are given living quarters also. So it's not like you have to pay loan cost something or something. There's no
Yeah,
loan,
yeah,
there's nothing.
understandable.
Hmm. You get 50,000 to just live, basically. And I don't know. I think that's the loophole in the entire anime. Ki the only producers are top 10%, and the entire Japan lives off that. But isn't that is what happen? Isn't that what's happening right now also? Because
It is
top
also
10%
happening
of
in
Indians,
India, not just
huh,
India, almost everywhere else.
huh, top 10 are earning everything, and that is distributed in Ladki Bahini Yojana.
Yeah,
I
what's
don't get.
that too?
Huh. So,
Okay. So
the
I'll just add up on that what you just said.
no, no, wait, wait, wait.
Imagine
I'm not
three
done.
groups. Okay, yeah. Good,
Wait, wait.
good, good.
So
Yes, yes.
you're getting basically money to live 50,000 or something like that, and that was my initial hit. The reason that, see, I think laziness and everything is already predominant, and I still think ki if we are not controlling this social media ka so much effects on ourselves, then
Boom.
in the future, if we get money, we'll not be doing anything. Also, there's this other tangent key. If you do not have any goals in your life or any purpose in your life, you are just miserable all of the time because you don't have anything to do.
Hmm.
We are not made for that, right? We need a plausible story to tell ourselves to live our lives like. If we don't have stories, we are dead. Humans live on stories.
You'll just become the Snorlax version of humans.
Exactly. So, but still, I like this vision because if we have this education system in such ways, and if we have the distractions controlled in the ways that we control the distractions right now, human brain can do wonders. And
Yes,
we
it
want
can
to
definitely.
reach that ideal state where 99% of the people are entrepreneurs, 99% of the people are creators, and only 1% are consumers. Everyone is
Yes.
consuming each other's content basically, but sole consumers are very, very less. I say. Yes, what were you saying? Continue.
Yeah. I was going to add up on the 10% people make most of the money wala thing. Let's take India again as an example. I'm absolutely bashing India right now, but sure. Taking India again as an example, if you look at like distribution, about 70% live in rural areas and 25 to 27% live in actual pure urban areas like metropolitan cities. And in that, if you look at the rural population, they don't have too much money, so you can't really tax them. Okay, I'll not take money from you, says the government to the poor people. Then we have the extremely rich people living in metropolitan cities who have enough ego to destroy the entire planet. They say, if you give me money, sorry, if you take money from me, I'll go to a different country and start production there. Okay, you can't take money from us. Remains 70% of the population in this, like India, which makes just enough to tax them and just less than becoming an actual entrepreneur and going outside India. You take as much money from them as possible, which is what's happening to the middle caste. I just said the three castes right now: the rich people, the middle classes, and the lower classes. Rich people just go out of India if they are being taxed too much. Okay, loss of
Vijay
income.
Malia, aham.
Okay, that's too much.
Yeah, sorry, sorry,
Anyways,
sorry. Continue, continue.
then the poor people, you can't really tax them because they don't have money. You
Hmm.
even if you tax them, they will have even less money. So the only class that remains is the middle class. So you tax as much as you want from them, which is a problem. If those middle classes go outside, which they can't because they don't have enough funds to set up outside India, but not so less funds that you can't tax them, they are just in a paradoxical situation. You need to tax them to continue the country, but if you don't tax them, nothing will work.
I just had a school inside. I'm currently reading economics, ठीक है, Adam Smith, ठीक है. So what you have in that is corporations, basically how corporations work and everything related to those. Now, what an ideal corporate guy wants, unless you are Ratan Tata, which is yes,
Rest in peace.
respect for Ratan Tata, but unless you are like Ratan Tata, you are just some normal corporate guy. What are you
Yeah.
trying to do? Technically, as we all know, when there's a group that is trying to work on a project and then give an output which they are going to sell to the society, the ideal situation is कि जो भी पैसा उधर से आ रहा है, you're getting that money back. एज वर्कर्स, तुम्हें खुद को मिल रहा है वो, या बिकॉज इट्स योर एफर्ट. But if that happens, if the worker in India or in anywhere in the world gets all the money that he deserves, then there can be no corporations, because then the actual guy who led all of this will not get anything. Who owns all of this will
Yes.
get nothing. And the situations are such कि average क्या बोलते हैं humans, average males, middle classes, they do not have
Hmm.
the enough they do not have enough monies to actually set up institutions on themselves, by themselves, right? So
Yeah.
this is the guy who will. So if you're entering the job market, you have to know that you'll always be underpaid, because the money that you'll be creating will never be going to you, because if it does, then there will be no profits for the company.
Yeah.
Isn't this so? Like what the basic corporate
It's
guy
not
or
exactly the company, it's the shareholders, which I'll get on.
shareholders? Yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah.
wait a minute. You,
That's
you
what I meant
complete
by
the
the
sentence.
company.
I'll go into that. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So the top people ideally want a situation where they can exploit the workers as much as possible, where they are just providing enough to them so that they are not starving, because they want those workers, but they are not providing so much ki they are good by themselves and they can leave the company,
Yeah.
basically like being parasites, right? Isn't this the same as what the government is doing right now? Because the very well off, they
You
know,
could
will
say
be
that.
running off, the poor will be starving. But this, you have got these people, middle class, where you can just exploit them, free money. Isn't that what
Yeah.
Sitaraman just did this year? She just increased the taxes on middle
She
class
tried
so
to
that
change
now we are
the, yeah,
suffering.
she tried to change the tax brackets, which did
Hmm.
not really work out.
Yeah. Hmm.
From that thing, the shareholders that I was talking about,
Mm-hmm.
let's just, I'll show you a graph. I'll just draw a graph like this on my
Mm-hmm.
entire screen. So I'll start from here. Okay. You just started a company, you have zero money. No, you have money, you just set up the company, but you're not really making money right now. You make a product. Okay. The money starts to go up, but now it flatlines because you're not making any more money. You're just making enough to feed the company, feed the shareholders, not really shareholders because you haven't gone public yet, feed yourselves and feed the employees. Okay, you make the same product but for slightly more money. You increase like 10 rupees. Okay, you start making money again, but then it again flatlines. So you decide to go public. People take shares. Now there are shareholders and there are investors. They want money. So money goes up again because you got public. But then it will flatline again
Mm-hmm.
because you're making the same products. Even if you will make more products, it will go down, go up, and flatline again.
Mm-hmm.
But now there's a term which is completely in layman, but it is an important term. It is called enshittification.
Shitty
Yes.
vacation. Sure.
So what you're doing is you're making the same product for more money and less cost,
Mm-hmm.
which means you're making a $10 headphones for $2 instead of $3 and selling it for $15,
Damn.
which is called enshittification. So you're making worse products for more money off the roofs, profits, because you're just going to make money from that point. There's nothing to stop you
Mm-hmm.
because there's a study. Even if you take this is a protractor. Buy this in 2015 for 10 rupees. Hmm? Buy the same product in 2025 for 10 rupees.
Mm-hmm.
Try to break this, the one you got in 2015. It won't break so easily. Get the one from 2025, just do this, it will break off.
Mm-hmm.
That's the term enshittification explained in the more abstract way. So
Is
that's
this an
basically
actual
what's
term
happening.
though?
No,
Like,
it's
is
not.
this?
It's a layman's term, not made by me, but it is something that quite a lot of people use.
Mm-hmm. And shittification. Interesting.
Yes, it is a funny
Okay.
thing, but it is a good thing.
Do you think it is possible to, I mean, if we are gonna deny the capitalists anyway, the only option that we
Wait.
have
I'm
is
extremely
socialism.
sorry, but I'm extremely sorry. This very term you can apply to the Indian government as well. Charge more taxes, give worse quality products. You've got a
Yeah.
self-sustaining reaction. You will just keep making money from that point.
One thing that I think we should rant about one video is why Indian government gives 2% of the economy for education, where all of the big nations are giving 6%.
That might be something. Maybe because they are not going to war against a country which was forcefully
No, I
distributed
see
from them.
most Nordic countries, which are very peaceful countries, or let's say
Yeah,
USA, they give 6%, 7%, 8% for education, just education sector. We give 2% and it reduced this year. So
yeah,
even
I
if we
know.
consider कि like पिछले साल से अपना GDP बढ़ा होगा, then obviously more money will be going into education, but still
Hmm.
percentage wise it's lesser. And I don't get that. Why? Like
Yes,
if education is one of the most benchmarks so that a person can learn.
there are actually so many reasons for this. I'll get onto them. You
Okay.
complete your question.
No, my question basically was, capitalism. So if you are gonna ideally go away from capitalism and say कि from the workers' point of view, like do you think there is any model जहाँ पे even the corporate guy or the leader, the shareholders are also benefiting and the workers are also benefiting? Because I don't think that is a case that cannot happen because human greed is unstoppable, insatiable,
Yes,
basically.
that is true.
And shareholders will basically try to munch off all the money that they can and give the bare bits to the corporate people that are lie low in the ladder, basically. But
Yeah.
I think it would be interesting if, let's say, we spice it up with AI and check if it is possible. There's a world where both the people are benefiting. Obviously, shareholders will need to, lessen their greed by some ways, but still, I think
लेवल पे आना पड़ेगा.
hmm, there can be, there should be, there are always solutions to problems. What do you think can be done?
Uh, in my brain, the only example is just don't go public, just stay a private company, because that's the only way that you can just remove shareholders and still make good products. It's as simple as that. Uh, but if you want shareholders, it might be a lot harder because when you have shareholders, they want money. When they want money, you also have investors who can't give more money because they've already given money. So they want even more money, which is not possible. You can't just make money out of thin
Money.
air like energy.
So many money.
Because the thing is, the world is quite a few billion dollars in debt, which we owe to absolutely no one. Because the thing is, the World Bank is run by every other country. So the World Bank is quite a few trillion dollars in debt, as far as I know. Who are you owing the money to? We have absolutely no idea. We are just making money ourselves. Because guess what? Money is not even real. It's just made by governments.
Yeah, this is very interesting tangent. Okay, so there are three things that I'll speak now.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Sapiens. I'm reading a book called Sapiens. Okay, and basically
Okay,
what
yeah,
it
I told me
says
about it.
is, yeah. So what it basically says is there's this interesting theory. It's
Sapiens.
not a theory. It's not a theory. It's actually like proven facts के basis पे बनाया हुआ generalization layman's term में. If humans are good at telling stories, point number one. ठीक है. Point number two. We have only survived and we are only considered more intelligent than other animals is because we can tell stories. There's
Yes.
no other animal out there which will go like, first the barter system also in itself is very limited in animals, but even if chimpanzees have barter system, let's say, the moment to think of a story कि we can have money to fix this issue of barter system is the story that we tell ourselves. There's, wait a minute. Yeah, so in itself, money is not real. It's just a story that we tell
Mm.
ourselves. Government is not real. There's no physical entity that I can say this is government. I can say government building. I can say government employee, but I cannot say
Yes.
actually government exists. There are no
Mm.
corporations. There's no basic institution. There's nothing that exists in reality. It's just a story that we tell ourselves. Yeah. So that is very interesting. You're saying money is a story basically. Like we should
Yes.
know that when we are dealing with it. I forgot what I was saying in this. What was the
Nah, it's
point
fine.
that I discussed? What were we discussing
You're
initially?
talking about a book called Sapiens.
No, but like what lighted that discussion? How
Huh.
can I forget this shit? How can I
Nah, it's
call
money.
myself?
It's about money. We were talking about money, how it's not real.
Yeah, money is not real. Okay, yeah. So
Okay.
basically, I'm such a bad podcast host, bro. Never mind. I will learn.
Ah, it's fine.
So
It's fine. It's fine.
basically, everything that we
Hmm.
tell ourselves is a story. So money is also a story. Institutions are stories. That is a very interesting theory that everyone should be knowing, because everyone gives so much importance to money. which is nothing,
Yeah.
which is not real. Very interesting. What I
Yeah.
want to talk, I want you to give. I mean, now we are speculating about this future, anyways. So, number one, do you think a
Hmm.
world government can sustain? Because I have so many times just say a thought key like if we're going interplanetary, we need a world government. Like
Yes.
subdivisions can exist, but we need an whole entity as Earth, Earth government, or I don't know what you'll call it. I don't know. I still don't know. Whatever. But uh, there should be an entity which is governing the entirety of Earth, not United Nations, because United Nations doesn't govern anything. An actual
Yeah.
entity
Yeah.
that
I
is
know.
governing everything, so that when we are going interplanetary, we'll have Mars ka government, we have Earth government, we have
Hmm.
Moon's
Yeah.
government, ऐसे.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
know.
that's a better jurisdiction basically, not jurisdiction, I'd say better and more efficient governing and utilization of resources. ठीक
Yes.
है. Point number one. Point number two. Do you think we can like it's in Psychopaths का anime? Do you think ऐसा हो सकता है कि there's a point where we have an AI government because point number one, AI has better judgment. Like reaches a point, let's say it reaches a point where it is
Okay.
artificial general intelligence and it is basically at human level, but it does not have emotions because AI cannot have emotions, and so it gives a rational judgments obviously to both the sides and basically solve the problems, because let's say as a politician I want more money in my pocket, right?
Hmm.
AI doesn't need money. AI needs
Yeah,
nothing.
it
AI is
doesn't even know what
self-sufficient.
money is.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't, it scoffs and laughs at the idea of money because it knows the story which humans don't know. So AI is
Yeah.
basically all knowing in this situation. It has already read everything that humanity has till now built upon. It also knows some future speculations. So I think that is a very interesting outcome, alternative reality if it happens. Ki AI just, you know, rules the world. And I don't. If we say this thing, the usual criticism is ki AI, if AI takes over, then we are dead because they don't need us anymore. I think that is one
It
aspect.
won't happen.
Yeah, the Terminator shit happens. It won't, hopefully. But I have read this series, Foundation series by Isaac Asimov, which is my favorite
Yeah,
series,
I've
all-time
heard about
favorite.
it. Yes.
Yes. So
Isaac
in
Asimov.
that,
I've heard
at
about
the
the guy.
end, I'm spoiling this a little bit, but at the end, it's a AI humanoid robot, which plays a phenomenally important role in saving humanity. Okay, and leading
That's a
humanity
solid
into a
take.
better. Yeah. So and
A
it
hot
is all
take,
logic
to be
based.
honest, but
Okay. Yeah, hot take, so it doesn't matter, I know. We are controlling AI. So for now we can क्या बोलते हैं, if we do this right, we can change the world for the better. So those are my two questions. World government and AI government. What do you think about both of them?
so firstly, if you look at like two countries, India and Pakistan. So talking about world government again, let's just say India and Pakistan, two countries. Indians don't hate the people of Pakistan.
Mm-hmm.
We hate the people who are making the people of Pakistan do the things that they are doing. Who
Uh-huh.
are they? The government. We don't actually hate the people, we hate the government. So if we just remove a government and make a big government to control both of them, it will be better.
Mm-hmm.
According to my words, that is. Because again, let's just take India and Pakistan. We say that Pakistan doesn't deserve to be a country. Some people
Mm-hmm.
do say that because they got partitioned from India and they did a lot of not so ethical things with Indian people. But they are not the ones who are doing it. It's not the people of Pakistan. It's the politicians in Pakistan who have materialistic approaches and they don't really care about the people of India. They are the people at fault. Which we can also add on the fact that India doesn't have enough money to spend on resources like education, which is one thing. So, in that case, if you just make a big government which can control literally everything,
Mm-hmm.
it would most probably be better for everyone. But then you also have minorities and majorities, and everyone has biases and things like that. So, it won't really happen
Humans.
because it can't happen because humans. And yeah, that's the problem. But then AI government can also not function.
Hello?
Even an AI government cannot function because guess what? You just said AI
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have emotions. It can only fake emotions. If it can just fake emotions, why will it think about a country which is not making any money? Why can't it just nuke it? That is something that can happen. Because why can it not happen?
And what about AI
That is
government?
the key. Yeah, that's what I just said. AI governments can't really function because it doesn't have emotions. It can only fake them. If you just have a country, not a country, but a part of the entire government, which is just not making enough money or there are too many conflicts in that area, why will it think about the human lives? Because if it can't actually have emotions, why will it care about humans? It will just, okay, you're not making money, goodbye, we are nuking you. It's that simple for the government. If you not add any placeholders, like you can't do that. If you don't say the AI, you can't really nuke, like go around nuking people. It will just do it. It doesn't care. It's a neural network. That's
So
the
what
problem. Because the thing is, the AI, sorry, the concept of an AI government itself is flawed because you can't really make something which can make decisions for everyone, but also listen to everyone's decisions.
Mhm.
Because if it doesn't have emotions, it can't understand that this farmer needs money because this other farmer is taking money from him. You can't really do that if AI doesn't have emotions. Some politicians are absolutely 500 swear words, but
Mhm.
they are still humans. They can at least think about some things.
Uh-huh.
AI most probably will not. So, both the things, a world government which can control everything and an AI government can't really exist according to what I think about it because humans are biased and AI doesn't have
No,
emotions.
but
Yeah, go
that is
ahead.
true, obviously. I think what is here right now happening is a clash of goals. Now, what AI creators, which are just ripping off customers right now, but let's say there
Yes.
are actual good AI creators who want the best for humanity, and so they program it in such a way that the government is built so that there it just goes to the most optimal outcome, not killing humans,
Yes.
and then genuinely, if there's a conflict, then it takes the best way to solve the conflict and then have the most efficient decision taken. But what I think the problem in that will be कि humans are emotional creatures and so they'll think कि हमारे साथ तो अन्याय हुआ even if it is long term goal, long term better for humanity, it won't matter. And that's the problem that usually happens is there's this change of goals, sorry, not change, I'd say mismatch of goals, basically, where the politician currently wants to fill his pockets, the citizens want the better for themselves, the citizens want the better from the middle class wants best for what's best for them, the क्या बोलते हैं business people want what's best for them, the poor people what's best for them, and like Adam Smith said, the
Mm.
collective good, like the best outcome is when every individual is pursuing his or her ambition or क्या बोलते हैं doing what's best for themselves.
Yeah.
But sometimes I think कि there'll always be, I mean, you cannot say na कि this is the right क्योंकि let's say we bring in an AI government and say कि this is the most optimal outcome. हाँ, नहीं है हमारा गोल मोस्ट ऑप्टिमल आउटकम, नहीं चाहिए हमें, हमें तो हमारा ईगो सेटिस्फाई करना है, हमें तो हमारा देश चाहिए, हमें तो हमारे इमोशंस के साथ अच्छा होना चाहिए, ऐसा चाहिए. सो एंड इट्स नॉट बैड बिकॉज यू कैन नॉट से कि तुम इमोशनल नहीं बन सकते बिकॉज ऑफ दीज रीजंस, because of emotions we have survived this long, and I think because of emotions we'll be going forward also.
Yes.
So as long as there will be this mismatch of goals, basically we'll be messed up. And
Yes.
that's why I'm a capitalist in nature, because
Okay.
I'm not totally capitalist, I'd say. I don't like to label myself anything, but I'm more capitalist oriented because everyone will have different goals for their lives and for humanity or for their country or the groups that they exist in, right? The only
Hmm.
people who should be allowed, and I'm saying, not, let's rephrase that capitalism to
Not
meritocracy.
let's not quote this. Yeah, it will cause problems.
It doesn't matter. Let's replace capitalism with meritocracy, because when you have
Okay.
this vast ideas, a pool of ideas, the only ideas that should be reaching the top should be the ones that actually deserve to be there. So it should be the people who actually worked hard to reach that point, and they should indeed have the leash, or say, or the baton, or the mashal, to take the decisions they want to steer the world in a different direction which they hope for. Like, for example, let's say Elon Musk is this guy who has changed the automobile sector, and now we have electric cars. We also had electric cars pehle, but this guy maybe reduced the timeline that
That's
we'll
a
be having
radical
electric cars
change.
in. Yeah,
Yeah.
thus only a slightly, only a bit it changed, but the future changed. He's building reusable rockets, so now we are a step ahead. He has not done anything that NASA has not done, but he is doing
Yes.
something that we that will move us towards a more sustainable future. He has worked extremely hard, even if people will be जहाँ पे बहुत सारा criticism मिलता है Elon Musk को कि his dad had a emerald mine or something like that. He did not. He worked his way up there, and I know he's a shithead most of the times, but he worked hard, and so people gave him money for it, and so now he has power, and so his ideas should be not respected, but he has that unasked for, या फिर unadvised, या फिर uncalled power for off. Now he
Yeah.
can do shit that he wants. So basically, if you are working hard to reach the places and you have different ideas for the world, then you will be given that unsolicited, uncontrolled power in ways to actually change the world for the better. Damn,
Hmm.
I gave a speech. Damn, shit.
Yeah, I zoned out like 20% through it. Not,
Sorry.
no, no.
Couldn't stop yapping, bro. I'm done.
Yeah, no, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine.
Okay.
Yes. So,
Too much futuristic talks. I think we should roll back a little bit.
yeah, yeah, I realized that.
Okay.
I understand.
Let's end these podcasts on chiller notes. What are you reading right now?
Okay. Right now, Mein Kampf.
This is an example that came to my
We
mind when
tried,
I was
we
talking about
tried to
people.
end on chiller notes, and I'm reading Mein Kampf. How
When I
ironic
was
is
talking
that?
about this ideologies, like the person with the highest level of ideology will reach the top, I thought of Hitler, because that guy had different ideologies and people gave him the support, and that's why he reached the top. And then he had this huge power to change the world, and he changed the world for the worse.
Yes.
So, so we need good people on the top, man. We cannot just say ki haan, this guy is cool and be selfish for ourselves, because then there'll be tyrants rising to the top and we'll have Kim
Yeah.
Jong-uns. This
We
podcast
don't
should be
want to have the
cancelled.
Kim Jong Un.
We don't want
Yes.
Kim Jong-uns. We don't want ahem Modis.
What the fuck?
No, I did not say that. And nothing. I'm gonna get cancelled for this podcast, bro.
We don't want pro Modi applicants. That
See,
should be a
that's
better
why they
word.
say कि मीम आता है ना वो कि बॉयज ऐसे जेल में हैं, अपना नाम दिखा रहे हैं ऐसे
Ah,
when
yes.
me and the boys record a podcast.
Yes, they just need this recording. We'll be in jail 7.
Yeah. How is Mein Kampf though? What do you think about Mein Kampf? Bro
Complicated.
just zoned out, bro's like,
It's complicated. I can't really
okay.
explain the book other than you need to read it yourself to understand what it's really saying. Um, the book really tries to say Hitler did it for the good things, but I might be wrong
But isn't Mein
because
Kampf
I've
a
not really read
autobiography?
the
So
entire
he's
thing.
just saying indirectly कि मैंने जो किया है सही किया
Yes, he wrote that in his jail.
है.
He did.
What do you think about reading? Do you think people should be reading? Do you think they should be listening to audiobooks? Do you think they should be not reading and just consume your information on YouTube or through movies or something? What do you think are good ways to distill information which is actually relevant and teaches you something?
I mean, I don't know if anyone else does this, but I watch a lot of YouTube. I used to watch a lot of YouTube, I still do. But I had a few favorite channels which I watched so much that their accent is just burned into my brain. So whenever and I used to see that okay, I have one, two, three, four channels
Jack rigs
which I really
everything.
watch. Yes, generic everything.
Jerry rig everything. Sorry,
Ah,
sorry. Hmm.
yeah, it's fine. So if I have a YouTuber whose accent is burned into my brain and I can really focus on his videos, what I just do is I open an extremely boring book. For example, physics. I just open this, and if I want to read something from this, I just showed the coaching's name, cut it out. Huh. So
It's
I
okay,
just
it's okay.
open
It
the
is not
book, I
sponsored by the
start to read
author.
it. Yes, I start to read the book, but in my mind, I'm reading it in the accent of that YouTuber.
Oh
I
my
don't
God.
know if I'm crazy to do this, but
No,
when
no,
I
I do
read
that.
something, I'm not using my own voice
Hmm.
for it. I'm using someone
Yes.
else's voice whose videos are extremely indulging for me. So they are just wrapped into my brain like it's nothing else. So it's basically like
I
I'm
also do
creating a
that.
video in my own brain. Yeah.
No, I also do that. No, I am reading. I'll be reading, let's say chemistry, and I'll have this mechanized voice in most YouTube videos में जो रहती है कि reading that for
Ah,
me, and I'm like, ah, damn.
yeah, it happens to me.
It's
I'm
actually
trying to
fun to
read
read it that
something.
way. See,
Yeah.
if I'll be, let's say I'm talking about economics or something like that, right? So I've watched enough podcasts on economics to have these old people with their, cracky voice,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
when I'll be reading
I've
economics,
seen
I'll
those.
be,
I've seen those.
and then I'll be reading economics, and I'm like. And once there are those workers who we, I'm like, damn, who's that reading in my mind? Yeah,
Yeah, that's
pretty fun.
that is something that happens quite a lot. So that's how
Yes.
I just read books. Audiobooks don't really do that for me because yeah, you're just
I
listening to
think
someone else.
genuinely what one needs to learn, I think this is where we should end the podcast with how to
Yeah,
learn, ways to learn. Why don't you go ahead? What are your ways to learn? I'll end the podcast. Do you end with you or do you we end with me?
I think it should end with you. The creator should end the podcast.
The creator should be the destroyer.
Yes, exactly.
We didn't rant
I
about
don't.
ISKCON, bro.
I do,
We
yeah,
rant
I
always
don't want
rant
to
about
go into
ISKCON.
mythology. I don't want to go into mythology. I'll just
We
start
didn't rant and bitch
ranting
about
about so
ISKCON.
much. Nah, it's fine. It's a good thing. So
Next
the
next
thing is,
podcast episode में.
yeah, yep. I just have an iPad and I just make all my notes on this thing. I make all my notes on a separate notebook and then just make those into two neural networks in my brain and just crash them till I get the appropriate information. That's exactly what I do. That's how I learn stuff. And if you want more stuff, you have a laptop, you have a device that you're watching it on, open YouTube, watch something else other than what you're already watching. That's more information than you even would want in your life. Because there's so much information on the internet, you'll die before you watch everything.
Mhm.
That's something that you should remember. You have so much information in your hand, you're just not using it properly.
Hmm.
On with you. What is your way of actually learning stuff? This is my first question
I
that I've
think,
asked to you.
ah, no, bro,
Go
but
ahead.
you are the guest. You should not be asking more questions.
Yeah, that is true.
Doesn't matter, man. See, I think reading is one of the biggest learning assets that I have. Because Naval Ravikant, again, I'll quote him because nowadays I'm
Hmm.
a lot thinking about him. Because see, he'll give reading will give you quick perspectives about people how they think. You need mental
Yes.
models to function. You cannot just have your own mental model that is your base default. You when you're in Windows, you also need some Linux, you also need some Mac, you also need some apps from here and there. So you need good mental models. ठीक है? So when you're dealing with problems, what I have is multiple perspectives. And how do you get perspectives? You learn from a lot of sources. Reading is one of those things where if you read an author, you'll be reading two things: what he's saying
Hmm.
A and how he thinks B. So reading is one of those things. Podcasting, I listen to podcasts a lot. Those
Yeah,
two
I
are
do
my
too.
big things. Like when I'll be needing an introduction to economics, I'll just pick up a podcast and complete my notes while I'm listening to it. Third thing is, see, YouTube pe bhi na, it's just about how much you're managing your distractions and converting them into learning stuff.
Yes.
Because you suggested me so many channels which are good, which are tech related, something like that, which are just fun. You can either watch, I don't know, some chapri reels. कौन था वो कोई तो some guy, I don't remember his name यार. The
Some
brother sister
American
का
guy
दो,
who replicated Indian
I
reels,
don't
I
know,
think so.
brother sister का ये था ना, they
I have
posted
no
तनेजा
idea.
कुछ तो था उनका, I don't remember. But guys like these, where you're not learning anything, even if I watch Beast Boy show, I'm learning something from him because he gives like random chunks of his life experiences in once in a while. Like
Yeah,
I
he has
love
like
him for that.
random pulses of wisdom from his brain.
Huh,
It's
randomly
actually
he'll
kind of
just
crazy.
rant and then he'll be like, "Oh shit, I just ranted." It's very fun to watch. That's why I
Yeah,
think that's why people watch Beast Boy because he's not fake. He gives
he is
genuine,
definitely not.
unfiltered perspectives. But
Yes.
again, not talking about Beast Boy. You need. resources, distractions where you're just learning. Even when I'm playing games, bro, we didn't talk about games. Next podcast.
How did we not talk about games?
We are the biggest gamers and we didn't talk about games, bro. Anyways, basically, whatever you're indulging in, it should teach you something in some ways. When you're reading fiction, I learned writing my stories through fiction. When I'm playing games, I'm learning so much about games, development theory, how the games are functioning, what they did good, what they did bad. Watching movies, everything that I'm doing, you can learn through them. Don't do something like just picked up Naruto because it's fun or picked up One Piece. You can learn from them, but just indulging in mindless activities and non-intentional activities, you cannot learn.
Hmm.
If you're aware of the actions and if you are aware of what you're learning from them, you can learn a lot. That's how I
You
learn,
can
anyways.
definitely.
I think everyone has
That's
their
actually a
own
pretty smart
methods.
way.
Huh.
Yes.
I think everyone has their own methods of learning, and they should explore those because at the end,
Hmm.
that's what will benefit them in the long run. Learning is a skill you need to develop.
Yeah.
Probably
It
one of the most
definitely is.
important. Probably one of the most important ones. All right. I
Okay.
actually, I actually intended this podcast to be like self-help kind of. I like Mark Manson, right? So I like
Uh,
his podcast, and he's this self-help dude, the Subtle Art of Not Giving a F
I've heard about
podcast.
him. Yes.
Uh-huh. So I wanted it to be like that kind of chill podcast, but then we just went on so many different tangents. But it's okay. I want
Politics.
them to be like that.
That's what we landed on.
Politics, economics, socialism, capitalism. Why not? Future. All
Yes.
right. We got a lot. We talked about a lot. We
Hmm.
can do this later on. फिर से एक बार so
Yeah,
that we can talk
definitely.
about games, art. We left out so many things. Self-help,
Hmm.
uh, psychology, a lot
Yes.
of stuff.
We
We'll
need
definitely have a
we can talk
podcast.
quite a lot about this.
Yes. Well, I hope the audience benefited from two jerks ranting so much about their knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
ठीक है
was
then.
fun.
It was fun.
Thanks for
It was
inviting
fun.
me. It was really fun.
Thanks for coming with that. Hey, we are doing
Yes.
this. No, no, no. Remove that hand. Just one hand. Nice.
Okay.
Okay, take care. So, thanks for tuning in, people. It was really fun to talk to Vedant, and I'll be talking to him after this about the podcast. So, I hope you enjoyed. And genuinely, I wanted to record this podcast since a long time. So, it is really thanks to Vedant that we got this done today. I think हमने बहुत ज़्यादा इंग्लिश यूज कर लिया पॉडकास्ट में. We should have stuck with
I
some
think
हिंदी at
yes.
least. Yeah,
हिंदी बोलना
थोड़ा सा
चाहिए
तो
था.
हिंदी, थोड़ा
थोड़ा
सा बोल
प्रॉब्लम
दो,
हो
थोड़ी सी
जाएगा अभी.
शायरी. अभी अभी बुरा लग रहा है यार कि अरे हिंदी यूज नहीं की अपन. सारे सारे लोग बौखला जाएंगे बिकॉज अपनी इंग्लिश इतनी भी हाई लेवल नहीं है कि हाँ सब
इतनी
समझ
भी
में आ
हाई
जाए.
लेवल नहीं है कि अमेरिकन खुश हो जाए, पर इतनी भी लो लेवल नहीं है कि सबको समझ पाए.
हाँ समझ में ना आए ऐसा तो नहीं था बट या.
Hmm.
Well, anyways, thanks for tuning in. I'll be putting out more podcasts and clips and more self-help videos nowadays. I actually wanted to, mm, start early, but I couldn't. But anyways, he was the podcast, and now we'll have more podcasts. So hope you tune in. Subscribe कर दो नहीं किया होगा तो, and all that other stuff other YouTubers say. I don't repeat that shit. So yeah, thank you. Such a long outro, but yeah, दर्शल का channel है. Bye bye.